Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful souls out there. Thank you and for joining me here on Soul Conscious Tarot. This is going to be our next 72-hour reading. I'm using the Inner Child Oracle deck as our primary here. So we're going to get two cards and get some clarifications on this. I don't know about you, but man, there's been this huge shift since the lunar eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo this past weekend. Balanced perceptions, number 12, balanced perceptions. I've also been seeing a lot of synchronicities, a lot of 1111s, a lot of 1212, 444, a lot of number synchronicities. I am free to see with perfect clarity. I absolutely love this. This is a lot of what I've been feeling. Like doors have been opening. So I don't know if you're experiencing that, but seriously, doors have been open. Like things, it's like somebody like gave me a set of keys that just unlocked so much stuff for me. Like in I just, it was like I saw all of a sudden like everything I've been struggling for the last several years, just like it all made sense. It all clicked and made sense for me in a way it's never been, never made sense for me before. And I don't know if you're experiencing that, but treat yourself. Number 5, I love that he's indulging, having his little chocolate spread. I get that. I'm Nutella. Little Nutella. Little Nutella never hurt anybody. Well, it may if you eat the US version versus the European version of Nutella. Here in the US, our stuff is so laden with preservatives compared to stuff over on the other side of the pond. But I love this. I love how he feels almost, this little guy almost feels like he feels guilty about indulging in himself. Maybe you felt guilty or afraid to let yourself indulge in something in some way to just uh allow yourself to indulge in some way. Maybe you've held yourself back, you've restricted yourself in some way. I treat myself to life and am treated well by life. Oh, isn't that true? And sometimes we forget about that. We forget about that. The more the more we give to ourselves in any way, uh, the more we allow things to flow in our lives, the less restrictions we put on ourselves and on others, the more just easily things flow. The less restrictions, the less we restrict ourselves and others, the more the energy can flow, and that means that it flows out, but then it comes back in. So the more that we can unleash and allow ourselves to live in a way that feels good for us, that makes us happy, that brings us joy, that brings us peace, that brings us love, all of those good things, the more that we can walk and live in those feelings and do things in our life that make us feel that way, then that gets reciprocated. Just more of that comes in, more and more and more comes in for us. So it really is important. We're taught, we're taught that it's some of us have been taught that it's wrong to indulge ourselves. It's wrong to enjoy things, and sometimes the things we enjoy might be taboo, and then others, like others may judge us for it or make us feel bad for it and feel guilty for the things that we enjoy and that we love. And so then we feel like we have to hide it, like this little guy. But I love that we have this balanced perception coming in, because that's us understanding that we shouldn't allow anyone else to judge us or put restrictions upon us, that we have to find this balance between walking in the world in a way that, like how do I want to say it, that we're not condemning others, or we're not judging or condemning others, but we're also not allowing others to condemn and judge us. So there's that balance that we have to strike there between, not letting the world make us jaded, and um, not being, how do I want to put it? It's this freeing of the energy, not letting the world restrict or confine us, and but also, because of that, restricting and confining ourselves. So it's like through allowing ourselves to indulge in things that bring us happiness and joy and pleasure and all those wonderful things, and not internalizing other people's judgment and criticism, then it allows us to feel and be open and receptive to allowing the universe to bring the things into our life that will continue to make us joyful and happy, and feel all those good things. A lot of times, because of sometimes we can fall into the trap of where we've been taught, or we have others around us that make us feel bad, where we don't indulge in things that we love, or allow ourselves. We become restricted. We close off, and we don't allow ourselves to enjoy certain things in life, because we're afraid of what others would think. We're afraid of what others may think of us, in some way. So it's letting go of those, letting go of any ways inside of us where we're allowing others to confine and restrict us. And it's not that they're doing it, it's because we inside of us, we're allowing them to do that. We have decided we're the rulers of our life. We're the rulers of our story. We're the rulers of our narrative. And what we've allowed to happen is we've allowed others to control our narrative by us not allowing ourselves to live in the way that we want to live, because we feel like we would be condemned for it. And that's sad. It really is sad that we've let others control our lives in that way, that we were allowing others to make us feel bad, and feel guilty, or remorse for being us, being who we are, so this is like not taking that. It's talking about not taking that judgment and criticism, and other things from the society, the world, other people, not letting that stop us from becoming, being the person we want to be, living the life that we want to live. It really is removing the restrictions that we personally have allowed ourselves to put in place in our own mind, that is keeping us from being happy. It's really, I hope you're following. This is a really deep, I know it's a really deep message, but it really speaks to what's going on right now. There's these restrictions that are being removed, and it's going to show up in different ways for different people, because different people have allowed this to happen in different ways in their life. And I think that that's being freed. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles coming out here on this, clarifying this balanced perception card. And so I feel like this is interesting, because in this deck, the Seven of Pentacles is being depicted in a different way. The pentacles are down here forming the formation of this fire. So it's saying, let's use our energy, let's use our creative energy, the fire, passionate energy, creative energies, to create something that allows our passion, our desire, our creativity to rage in a controlled way, in a way that would be productive, that would be instead of counterproductive. Because what this is doing, it's creating an environment. We've used those pentacles to create an environment within ourselves, a balanced, balanced, um, stable environment to allow our fire energy, which is our creative energy, it's our passion, our desire, to burn in a very productive way instead of counterproductive. That's really beautiful, honestly. And then with the Page of Pentacles here, it's like, it's like I've got this pinnacle to give. And it's like both of these deer or are like almost, I feel like, curious or fighting for the pinnacle that she has. It's almost like she's got a treat and she's about to give them a treat, and they're excited because it's like, oh, I have this treat for you, and so it's saying, like, almost like, I feel like this is almost like a gift from the universe saying, come here, I've got this wonderful treat for you, for this blessing that I'm bestowing on you in your life. But it's small. You have to turn it into something that is going to be productive. Okay, you have to nourish it. You have to appreciate it. You have to, when you get when you get a treat, it's usually a reward for a job well done, or for something that you've overcome, an obstacle you've overcome. But then when we get that reward, we get to choose what we get to do with it after that point. Like, so we've been given this gift, this treat, this reward, and it could be tangible, but it's small. So it's something that has to be nurtured. It has to be allowed to grow. It's like the seed. If you think of the Seven of Pentacles card, it's usually somebody who has planted a field, like planted their seeds. And so this is now, the universe has given you this gift of the seed. It's almost like the tail. Man, I haven't thought of that tale in a long time, of Jack and the Beanstalk. It's like nobody believed him, like, that he had this magic bean seed, and he planted it and grew that beanstalk. And nobody, when he tried to tell his mother about, oh, I traded the cow for these magic beans, and his mother chastised him and gave him, like, punished him for doing what he did. But he believed in himself, and he believed what it could what could happen with those beans that he got. He believed in the magic. And that's what we're starting to do. We're starting to believe in the magic. We're starting to trust in the magic. We're starting to understand that we have been given a gift in some way, and we're ready to, like, it's like the universe is giving us the small seed and saying, are you going to believe what everybody is telling you, that these aren't magic? Or are you going to believe what you think, and screw everybody else, and stay the course and say, believe in what you believe? Are you going to keep, like, do you believe these beans are magical? Or are you going to let, because in your heart, they are. Jack knew that they were magic beans. He truly believed with all his heart. In all his heart, he knew. That's why he traded the cow, because he knew the deal that he was getting, and he believed in it, and it came true. His wishes came true because he believed. And so this is the universe saying, do you believe? Are you going to let the world, society, others talk you out of it? Are you going to listen to the negative, condemning, judging voices around you that tell you that this isn't something beautiful, that talk you out of something, a blessing that's wanting to come into your life. Are you going to block that blessing, or are you going to receive it and see it for the gift that it is, and let it grow into something, like I said, let it grow into something that can become a raging fire that's beautiful within inside you. And it starts with, comes back to this, treat yourself, that gift. So it's like, are you going to allow yourself to take this gift and live your dream, live your life, indulge in yourself, believe that the gift that you're being given, it can lead you to a life of happiness and joy? Or are you going to let others convince you where you're going to stay restricted, where you're going to continue to walk in the world in a restricted way because you're afraid of what others may think? You're afraid of being condemned. You're afraid of looking bad, or you're afraid of people not liking you in some way because you're choosing yourself. You're choosing to love yourself. You're choosing to indulge in things that make you happy, that may bring you joy, regardless of whether other people like it or not. It really is this, and it speaks to all these people, in the LGBTIQA community. And pardon me if I said the acronyms wrong or missed something there. It's these people that are standing up for their rights to be who they want to be. And that's what it amounts to. It really is just about people starting to stand up and say, you know what? I don't care what you think of me. This is about me. It's about my life. It's about what I want for myself. And if you can't be happy for me, then, that's too bad, but I gotta do myself a justice. I gotta do myself a service. And because I'm the only one that can bring myself love and joy and happiness. You're not going to do it for me. I got to do that for myself. And if I let, you or the world or society, keep me or hold me back or restrict me from living the life that I'm meant to live, then what life is that really? This is your story. How are you letting others restrict you? This is what we're trying to break free of. So I think, because I was spinning that all around. I was going to say that I don't have reversals in this deck. I was spinning that all around. This is throwing me off. Because this card is the other direction. It's kind of throwing me out. I like everything to be nice and orderly and proportional, and it's throwing me all off here. But we have clarifying this, treat yourself, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. So what is this? Oh my gosh, it is that fire energy that I was talking about. The King of Wands is someone, this is the embodiment of that passion, that drive, that fire that is lit within us to go after the things that we want. The King of Wands is not afraid of what other people think. They can be sometimes a little bit, that I think that's why it kind of wanted to come out in reverse, because the King of Wands can be someone who can come off to other people as prideful and egotistical and conceited or self-centered. They can come off that way. And the reason they come off that way to people is because they're prioritizing themselves. And why? Because they're following their desire. They're following their path. They're not beating to the drum to other people's drums. They're leading the way. They're creating, they're blazing the path. Look at this phoenix. I feel like it's a combination of it's like a peacock and a phoenix. But it really is this phoenix energy of the King of Wands is somebody who can really just charges forward the trailblazing energy. This is that trailblazing energy, of standing up for ourselves, of creating the Queen of Pentacles, creating this life of abundance, of growth, of allowing for just this openness to allow whatever, to grow and expand and to create a abundance in our life in some way, in some huge way. So this is the energy over the next 72 hours. Now keep in mind, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, it's meant for you. It just means that that's where you are, like at that moment you're in this energy of where the universe is opening this door for you to make this choice of choosing yourself or to choose to stay in this do you want to stay in the restricted energy or this restricted thinking that you've allowed yourself to confine your life into because of the judgment of others? Or are you going to blaze the trail and create the life that you're meant to create, or the life you're meant to live, in the way of treating yourself, treating yourself to, are you going to treat yourself to the life that you want to live, or are you going to let others make you feel guilty for it? Make you feel guilty for wanting to be happy. And that's what we do a lot of times. We let others steal us and rob us of our joy and happiness because we're so focused on things, like letting things external to us affect our well-being, affect the way we feel, affect the choices we make. And so this is saying you're at a pivotal moment here where you can change your perception, and you can expand your perception, and you can create this balanced perception. Look at this guy. He's sitting there with the flower of are you going to accept me for who I am? I feel like that's like, finding that way to walk in the world and balance between trying to navigate other people's expectations for us and being able to find a way to say, to not judge and criticize others for how they treat us, and to just embrace and say, hey, that's, if you want to think that way, that's that's for you, but it's not for me. And so, but this is where we're at. It's like we have the opportunity to do these things, and so, but it's up to you. If you're feeling this, if you're resonating with this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's something in your life right now where you feel like you've been holding yourself back, and it's because of you've been either afraid of doing something, afraid of speaking up, afraid of going after something you love, afraid or afraid of someone making fun of you, afraid of, there's some fear there, underlying fear, and it revolves around what others will think of you, or what you think of you, like being afraid in some way of being judged, of being condemned, of being rejected, of being, some kind of fear there. And only you know what it is that's holding you back from doing something you really enjoy and love, or know you would really enjoy and love. If you want me to give you, I can get a little bit personal here and help you understand what this was for me. For me, I had a restriction on how I loved people, because I was afraid, because of the way I was taught how to love. I had a lot of walls around me that I didn't even realize. I didn't realize how closed off I was to giving and receiving love until recently. And I just had man, the universe came in, it gave me this small gift, and I did not even understand what it was. Oh my God, at the time I did not understand what it was, but I embraced it. I embraced it for what it was. The journey, I took that seed and I planted it and I really grew it. And because of it, now I do not feel guilty for the choices I make in love. I will never love the same way again that I did in the past. And oh my gosh, thank God for that. Um, I really I really am moved and blessed and fortunate for having my heart space opened up in the way that it has been, and it really was transformational in my life. It really has made my life more abundant. But what it took was breaking, these fears around that these self-limiting beliefs that I had created based on what I had learned from other people, or what other people told me, or what other people showed me, instead of really listening, going deep inside of me and listening, really listening to what my intuition told me was right for me. I had let myself, you know, um, I really let myself become very closed off, and I didn't realize it, and now it's so beautiful. So I mean, that's just to help you understand, like, it can be anything for you, and in all and it will show up in a tangible way in some form in your life, but it really is about opening up to a new perception, really opening up to a new way of being, of forgiving yourself for the way you thought in the past, and the way you did things before, and just allowing that transformation that wants to happen within you, allowing it to happen, allowing it to burn bright. Allow yourself to blaze this trail, this journey. Embrace the journey, embrace the trail that we're meant to be walking on right now, that's coming up within you, that's wanting, something is wanting to be released, something is wanting to be unleashed within you. Let it be unleashed, whatever that is. Let it go, let it be unleashed, whatever that is, whatever is holding you back. Unlock it. Get rid of those chains, those bindings, whatever's restricting you, whatever that fear is, just break those chains of whatever that fear is. And I understand it's easier said than done, but this is huge, it's pivotal. I'm getting ready after this reading to pull the current energy, and I feel like the current energy has come through here, but it'll be interesting what wants to come through in that reading. So I'm going to end this here, and I'm going to move on to that current energy, the current energy check for us. So if you want to get more on this energy, I feel like the current energy reading is going to really dive even probably deeper into this. It's just going to be value added to this message here. So what I may do is possibly try and link, if it seems like it's fitting together, I'll link these two. I'll use a title card and link these two messages together for you, so that you can easily get to the message from either video. So thank you so much. I this was way longer than I wanted it to be, but I hope this message, it helps you in some small way, because this is groundbreaking energy. Okay. So thank you so much. I hope this helps you. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Much harmony and gratitude to you, my friends. I love you all so much.